Hey everyone, I'm going to make some matzah for you all. I am going to use a recipe that I've used in my classrooms with the kids, and it's something that you can totally do in your houses. So the first thing, obviously this matzah, in order for it to be matzah, it has to be made within a certain amount of time, and because usually with little ones that's hard to achieve, we just, this is something we do before Passover for fun. And since it's before Passover, we're going to do it and not worry about timing so much. All right, so the first ingredient that I use is flour. Now, I'm gonna put, it's 2 cups of flour, but my little trick to make it so it's not tooth breaking, because it can be tooth breaking, is I do 1 cup of the all-purpose flour, and then I also like to use whole wheat flour, and I always do this with my kids in my classroom because it definitely for some reason cuts down on the bite. So I'll do 1 cup of whole wheat flour. Okay, and so now I have 2 cups of flour in my bowl. I'm going to add 2/3 of a cup of cold water, and I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of sugar from my sugar. Now I have to add some salt to this, so I'm going to add 2/3 of a teaspoon of salt. So I'm going to use my teaspoon, and I'm going to measure about 2/3. I'm going to eyeball this one. All right. And then a teaspoon, just a small teaspoon of oil. This can help with the sticking factor. It's almost like making a salt dough if you didn't put the sugar in there. And this is just, we do this with all kinds of doughs that we make. Okay, now, just so you know, I have my oven preheated to 425. And when this is ready to go in, it'll be nice and hot. So I'm mixing this up into a dough. And now this is like, once the water hits the flour, this is how it ends up becoming a dough. And we're going to turn it out on the table in just a second. And this is really good for your kids. The fine motor involved and the gross motor of mixing the flour and the water and the oil, and you want them to get all that sugar and salt distributed through your dough. All right, now I'm going to use the white flour on my surface, and I'm going to knead the dough. All right, I want to knead the dough. Now remember, in the story, there wasn't a lot of time. There wasn't a lot of time to get out of Egypt, so this happened rather fast. This was like a quick bread, almost, even quicker. And the dough doesn't rise. That's why it has to be so quick. And my dough, because I think because I used the whole wheat flour, I think it just is a little more pliable. All right, and you see that we're forming this dough. Now, at this point, you could keep kneading, but you don't want to build up too much elasticity in the dough. So what we're going to do, I have this very special rolling pin here. This is my grandmother, Jenny. It's like famous in my house. It almost looks like the back of a broom handle, but it's been passed down to me. It's very special in our family. And I'm going to roll my matzah out as thin as I can get it without having it stick to the table, and as quickly as I can do it without having it flouring it. And I actually floured with my whole wheat flour this time. I don't know if, and you can feel free to make square matzah if you want. You can make round matzah. You can make heart matzah. You can do a lot of different things. Your idea is to just get it nice and thin, and you can see that I'm getting it pretty darn thin. It's not a very good shape, but it's a shape nonetheless. I'm gonna have a cookie sheet here. And hopefully it's not gonna stick. Of course it has my table middle in it. And I'm just gonna put it on the cookie sheet. Almost fills the whole sheet. It's pretty thin. I'm gonna take a fork and I'm going to poke holes all over the matzah. And this is fun for the kids too, I would think. You want to give it the holes because it keeps it from rising. And my oven's actually ready, so we're gonna go put it into a 425-degree oven for 10 minutes.
Go.
All right, and I'm gonna put it into the oven for 10 minutes at 425 degrees. Okay, let's check on our matzah. It's been over 10 minutes. It's very hot, but yeah, we got that crackle. Hotty, but good. Well, as good as matzah is, that is. Enjoy your matzah.